Tansi niwa kumakanak nitotemak aqua nitinemak. Our sovereignty, our treaties. Our people were sovereign long before treaty. We had our own governments, laws, economies, and ways of life given to us by the Creator. That sovereignty never came from Canada, and it was never given up. When our ancestors made treaty, it was not to surrender who we are. It was to share the land in peace, nation to nation with the Crown. The Crown recognized our nations as sovereign partners, or else there would have been no treaty. Only the leaders chosen by the people had the right to make treaty. They carried the voice of the nation into those treaties. No government, no province, and no outside body can claim that authority. It still belongs to the people and their leaders today. Treaty is not controlled by Canada, its laws, UNDRIP, or the courts. Those things can only affirm that treaties' rights exist. They cannot change them, they cannot limit them, and they cannot replace them. Treaty is with the Crown. Treaty affirms our sovereignty, our rights, and our sacred responsibilities to the land, the waters, and future generations. I attended the Treaty 5 Summit yesterday, where an agreement in principle, AIP, was introduced to all present. I was surprised by this development, as we, the First Nations leaders, have not been engaged or consulted on this matter. In my opinion, as a leader, we should not agree to this because we do not carry the mandate from our nations, our people, to do so. As chiefs, our mandates and power come from the people. So if our people are not involved, then no deal. That's just the way it is. Our people cannot be an afterthought. This agreement in principle has never been brought to our people to obtain their free, prior, and informed consent. It suggests creating a Treaty 5 government, yet we already have our own governance systems rooted in our inherent rights, which are recognized and protected by the treaties. I am encouraged that Ovid Mercredi also stood up to remind the organizers of what has always been clear. No entity such as Treaty 5 Corporation can form a government. The same holds true for AFN, AMC, SCO, MKO, and tribal councils. I agree with him because these entities exist to support our nations and help advocate on issues we face, not to govern in our place. That position has always been consistently maintained by our leaders. Only First Nations leaders, chosen by their people, signed the treaties. Here's what that means. 1. Authority came from the people. First Nations had their own political systems. Chiefs, headmen, and councillors were selected according to the nation's customs, traditions, and laws, written and unwritten. They were entrusted by their people to enter into treaty on their behalf. 2. The Crown recognized their leadership. Canada, on behalf of the Crown, or Britain at the time, did not simply pick who to negotiate with. They met with the leaders that the nation recognized. That shows the Crown acknowledged First Nations as sovereign nations, with their own governance structures. This is why Pimicikamak has its own laws created by their own people and follow natural laws. 3. Only legitimate leaders can negotiate treaties or implementation. Because the authority came from the people, only leaders chosen by their nation have the right to discuss, interpret, or implement treaties. Outsiders, whether governments, corporations, or even First Nations organizations not mandated by the people, cannot replace that authority. 4. Treaty is between nations, not governments. The treaty is not with Canada or Manitoba as political entities today, but between the Crown and the First Nations. It is a nation-to-nation agreement, and it stands above provincial or even federal legislation. So the key message is, sovereignty existed before treaty. Only the nation's chosen leaders had authority to make treaty. That authority still rests with the people and their selected leaders when it comes to interpretation, negotiation, and implementation. Treaty is for, as long as the sun shines, the waters fall, and grass grows.